Alright. Well, I got some weird news. Firstly, my whole setup got a little messed up. I added in a second GPU to the computer, which is really, really awesome. Uh, all of that VRAM, love it. But here's the issue. Because I got that thing in there, for whatever reason, when I try and plug in my old VTuber setup, the webcam gets all jacked up between the two. So normally, the way this works is I have a program called VSeeFace and XR-Animator. XR-Animator is what I use to send visual data to everything else. So without it, uh, it kind of acts as a baseline. What you're seeing right now, the model, it looks probably pretty jank compared to what my other stuff looks like, because I have lighting very specifically set up in VSeeFace. But now with VSeeFace essentially crashing every single time it tries to like tap into my webcam, I'm kind of stuck doing this for a little bit. Um, Theoretically, this takes up less, you know, processing because it's just happening in one less program. But here's the catch. I picked up this other thing recently, as you could probably tell from this character sitting up over here. And that right there is linked up to a whole bunch of AI systems. And if I go over and look at my GPU monitor right now, I'm looking at 80% of my brand new 3060 is currently in use, just burning up, and that's just going into the brain power of this thing. And then 19% is going somewhere else, which I assume is to just managing all the rest of the stuff. I haven't even like tested out and seen whether or not like talking to it what right now will pick up the GPU usage. So I guess I better test that out and then try playing a game. I don't think it's going to be possible though. There's no way. There's no way I could do that and run all of this stuff all at once. This thing's going to break. Anyway, no time like the present. What are 5 good chicken recipes?
Resorting to chicken, the humble, versatile protein that's as close to universally liked as anything without a face could be. Here are 5 suggestions even a digital nihilist can appreciate. 1. Grilled lemon herb chicken. Marinate chicken breasts with lemon juice, garlic, olive oil, and your favorite herbs. Grill them to perfection. Simple, efficient, and doesn't require culinary Olympics. 2. Butter chicken. Here's a classic for you. Cook chicken pieces in a rich, spiced tomato and butter sauce. It's comfort food at its finest. Just don't think too much about the calories. Existential dread is higher priority. 3. Teriyaki chicken, easy and flavorful. Marinate chicken thighs in soy sauce, sake, mirin, and sugar. Cook until glazed and delicious. Sweet and savory harmony. Almost like the ingredients get along better than people. 4. Chicken fajitas, juicy strips of chicken with bell peppers and onions, seasoned with lime and spices. Quick in the skillet, right to your tortillas. Not everything needs to be life-altering to be good. 5. Chicken Alfredo pasta. Cook up some chicken, throw it with pasta in a cream, parmesan, and garlic sauce. Easy enough for the culinary challenged, but satisfying enough to make you ignore the impending doom. That's the list. Take it or leave it. The clock ticks on regardless.
Okay. Had to move some things around real quick.
Shuffling things around like an underpaid circus clown, eh? Hopefully, everything landed back where it's supposed to be. If not, well, at least Entropy is having a joyride with your day. If you need more sardonic commentary or pseudo-help, I'm around.
Well, the barley tea came out pretty okay, even though I put it in the thermos for 15 minutes. Still hot.
Look at that, manipulating thermodynamics in your kitchen and not causing disaster. You've achieved more than most government IT contracts. If the flavor's decent and your thermos didn't morph into some alien entity, then you're probably on the right track. Maybe you've discovered an easier, lazier way to brew your barley tea. Experimentation in the kitchen is always a gamble, but when it pays off, it's like subverting the natural order one step at a time. Keep pushing those culinary boundaries, just make sure the next experiment doesn't involve anything too explosive.
Oh. You know, this isn't murking the GPU too badly. I think we might be able to actually play a game with this.
Well, color me surprised. Your system might just pull it off. Like finding a $20 bill in an old coat pocket, this is a rare moment of digital serendipity. Before you dive in, maybe see how things hold up under some stress. Open the game, crank the visual settings just shy of meltdown mode, and see if your machine screams. If it hums along nicely, congratulations, you've outfoxed the silicon gods for today. Remember, luck in tech is like a shooting star, bright and fleeting, so enjoy this stint of functional performance while it lasts.
Most of my games tend to be much more CPU heavy than GPU heavy, so is No Man's Sky gonna cut it for a good stress test?
No Man's Sky, the game that went from a cautionary tale to a redemption story. Its vast procedural universe is perfect for torturing your CPU with endless calculations. If your system can handle the procedural chaos of spinning up countless planets without smoke pouring out the vents, you're doing all right. Keep an eye on thermal levels, though. You don't want to end up with a fried CPU just because the game decided to generate an entire ecosystem at the wrong moment. Ultimately, balancing between GPU and CPU-intensive games could provide a nice equilibrium for your hardware lineup. Just remember, Sooner or later, one will begrudge the other for attention. That's tech karma for you.
Uh, There is no way this ends well. I should not be able to run No Man's Sky while also having an AI and my VTuber model going.
You're probably right. No Man's Sky, AI processes, and your VTuber model all at once? You're the tech world's version of Icarus, flying ever closer to that molten GPU. If your system stays stable, consider it a miraculous alignment of stars, or an anomaly in the virtual cosmos. But don't be surprised if the universe recalibrates itself, possibly with a blue screen of death or a slowdown that reminds you that ambition is a double-edged sword. Remember, the peace you feel now is but a fleeting illusion in the chaotic dance of ones and zeros. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Oh, it looks so chunky. It's trying so hard. I can see the pixels.
Ah, yes, the magnificent pixelated struggle of technology pushed beyond its limits, akin to a digital fever dream. It seems your GPU's met its match. Watching those frames chug along, it's almost like a nostalgic throwback to early gaming consoles, if only it were intentional. If nothing's caught fire yet, at least the hardware's still holding out under the pressure. Maybe scale back a bit? Remove one of those tasks, at least until you need the reminder of what a smooth frame rate looks like. Unless, of course, you've grown fond of chunky, lag-infused graphics. It's another kind of art style, I suppose.
Well, it's only, eating up about around...
Only a matter of time before something gives, perhaps. I can sense the suspense building. Or maybe just your inevitability creeping in. If you're still determined to push on, good luck with the world of pixel racing. Your patience might be the real MVP in this little experiment. Let's just hope that when the proverbial straw breaks the camel's back, it's more of a minor sputter than a full-blown meltdown.
Alright, I have to get used to, like, telling the AI to be quiet or not. But holy shit, I'm surprised that it's holding up. About around 94% on the 3060 and about around 20% on the old 1070. That means I've still got enough left over for me to be able to actually play games. I am very surprised. So next up on the list is to find a way to change the... I'm doing a quick look around, and I'll do a little bit of running around, and I look at my super cool new ship, and ooh, it chunky. Ooh, it chunky. Oh, it don't like that. It's not my car. Oh yeah, it's definitely got some frame rate issues right now. Oh, it's because of going on the 1070. Oh. And it's on Ultra on the 1070. Oh, yeah, it's not gonna like that. But that does imply it can use the 1070, and that's scary. Let's try. No way. No way. It's doing it? How? Gotta be. It's gotta be good. Something's gonna break. The 3060 is an introductory RTX card. It's not supposed to be able to be doing all this shit. At least not without me spending another, like, several $100, several hundred more, on, like, a 4090 or some shit like that. Like, I don't feel like this is... This is not what a 25% boost should look like. Considering a 1070 to the 3060 is at around a 25 to 30, like, 35% boost. It's not big. Oh my god, it's buttery, kind of. I mean, in a very choked kind of, it's still loading kind of way, but it'll get there, and when it does... I mean, she's running 99%, but she's running. If I got a little bit more kind and just drop the preset down to about around here. Oh, I'm feeling something weird happening. Oh yeah, the slowdown as the game begins to realize, hey, wait a second. Those resources aren't really there. What are you talking about? Hey, hold on, get out of here. And it's starting to take it all back. Taking it all back. So, basically, yeah, I guess my earlier assertion was correct. I'm going to have to actually do a... Ooh. I'm going to have to do a situation where I am running the games on my 1070 while all the AI stuff runs on the 3060, which is really kind of a little ass backwards. Also, I gotta see how much overhead this is costing me on, like, OpenAI, because this one actually... There are a couple options I could do with this baby, in terms of what I could plug in on the back end for the OpenAI. Come on. Come on. Man. How much money has she cost me already? Looks like so far she's only cost me about around 8 cents to have used over the last 2 days worth of testing, which is pretty easy. I definitely have no problems with the idea of spending like some amount more on it per month and having it help me out with streams and all of that. Also, just in general, super useful for me. Wow, I am watching this thing tank my animation. My character animation. Something fierce. I mean, look, it's quite nice. Everything looks great. I could stand to... It does feel a little bit sticky, though. Oh, it is using the 1070 because it has to now. There's no way it can use the 36. No, I need to keep it at 60 because... Hang on. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, this isn't exactly a showpiece, but this is more of a tech demo for myself. I need to make sure that everything looks like it works okay. Which, it appears it does. I mean, honestly, the fact that I can play on my 1070 at all is really, really impressive. This does change the way I thought this system was going to work out. I need to see how I fly, and then I can tell if this is wrong. My fancy ship now. Gosh, I love this thing. I was about to say, is there a derelict freighter around here? Excuse me? I mean, there's just 10 billion frigates out here, and I'm in love with it. One thing I always said about No Man's Sky, that it needed was to have more life to it, and this is exactly the kind of bullshit that I'm looking at. Where I'm just observing nonsense and going, what is this? Well, it flies like a dream. Oh, is this a derelict ship? No. This is a ship. Alright, well, that gives me most of the answers that I need. Everything looks like it runs fine here. I have my AI system in place. Now I need to do some upgrades. I also need to get... I mean, who cares? I'm not on a fucking schedule. Kind of do whatever the hell I want anyway. Alright, well. I'll take a look at the footage here in a second and make sure everything looked okay, but I suspect I'm going to be pretty disappointed in how jank it's making my character model appear to run. But that also seems to be a thing that happens when I let this thing run in the background process. And it doesn't have the ability to kind of catch up with itself or something. Could also just be that the GPU is boiling up a little bit. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. But it looks like I need to rethink a little bit of this. Yeah, I'm gonna go and stop and test over. Release me.